Steady slaving for days, just give me one shot. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work long days and we work long nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work long days and we work long nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work long days and we work long nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work long days and we work long nights. I see them laughing as they passing and harass me colder. Can see my passion keeps on passing me, I'm getting older. That's why I rarely let people at my job know I rap. Cause that just turned to some circus like I'm an acrobat. And my coworkers are nosy and I don't miss it hard. Can you do a rap at a job Christmas party? Hell no, you ain't shit offended you with it.
Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Just Chill Dude podcast. You already know it's Tim here, your host with the most. And then to my right, I got my co-host, Rudy Rod, baby. And in the corner of the building, we got Kyle Guzmano, whatever you want to call that Italian. But yeah, he also goes by Kill Bill, Chill Nil, Kill. I don't know, dude. We're still making up names as we go. But anyways, guys, welcome back. This is podcast number 11. And I have some pretty bad news to start off. Well, not bad, but so we actually tried to record this podcast the other night, and with our first guest ever. He's been on here in fan submission videos, but with CHUCKZONA, Blake Elliott. Fucking fantastic episode, fantastic conversation. I mean, you name it. It was top tier, and only to find out after an hour and a half of fucking recording that all we captured was video for some reason and absolutely zero audio. So yeah, that's I'm pretty pissed about that. Yeah, right?
Fail.
And so yeah, I guess we're just gonna fucking try to replicate that without Chuck, and then once we get it figured out to the point where we can get video and audio synced together, then obviously we'll redo that one, because me and Chuck have been talking about it. Chuck ain't happy about it either, so trust me. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning back in for the next episode. And right off the bat, dude, I just wanted to talk about, Rudy, I mean, I guess both of you guys, we're all from California, but have you guys heard about the fucking, like, what's been going on in Big Bear, dude?
Oh, yeah. I mean, with all the snow and everything like that?
Dude, they haven't had snow like that, because I've done my research on it. They haven't had snow like that since 1960. I think it was 1962 or 66.
Back in the Pilgrim days? Yeah, that's fucking a long time ago.
Dude, but think about it. That's like fucking 60 years ago.
That's almost 100. Yeah. I mean, honestly, global warming is real. I mean, what do you think about that, bitches?
Dude, so yeah, I'll talk about global fucking what do they call it? Global warming? It's called global cooling, brother.
Cooling, okay, whatever. I mean, honestly,
yeah, no, it's wild. So like my family, this house that we live in right now, not to get all personal, but we rent this house, and the owners of the house also own a house up in Big Bear, and they told us that it was insane, dude. And like we're not like locals to Big Bear, but like me, Kyle, and Rudy, we go up there. We frequent that area. And like we go up there at least a few times a year just to like, rent a cabin or go snowboarding, whatever it may be. But dude, yeah, so the owners of this house were posting on like Facebook, like, I'm not even kidding you guys, 10-foot walls of snow.
We're going to build a wall.
And then I was watching, if you guys know like Heavy D or Diesel Dave or any of those guys. Do you guys remember that show? It was called the Diesel Brothers?
Yeah, no, I've seen that. I remember.
That guy, after that show, they created a YouTube channel. He goes by Diesel Dave, or it's like Diesel Brothers, and then they have one called Sparks Motors. Like, they have like multiple different YouTube channels, but they actually... Big Bear Mountain, it got so bad that the snowplowers up in Big Bear, like funded by the government or the state or whatever, they stopped plowing because it got that bad.
Wow.
And Diesel Dave from fucking Diesel Brothers came down from Utah and brought all of his equipment to help out. Like,
so shout out Diesel Dave.
Yeah, shout out Diesel Dave, bro. For real.
And shout out Utah. I mean, Utah is such a beautiful place, and for him to leave that to come to California, I mean, that's just real nice.
And I think he actually low-key lives in St. George. Shout out fucking Burrito, shout out Craig. But
each night I see Ellen through my bitter tears.
Ah, those are the lovely homies.
But yeah, dude, it was wild, man. Like, I saw videos of you guys just go look it up. Just look up fucking Diesel Dave California snow recovery. You'll find it for sure. But yeah, it was wild, dude. Not only did the owners of my house say that, but There was people that were stuck in their house for no joke, 15 fucking days, dude. 15 days.
2 weeks?
Over 2 weeks. And think about it. You can't go to the grocery store. Their cars were covered in thousands of pounds of snow.
Jeez.
They couldn't even turn it. They couldn't even open their car if they wanted to. Like, that's how bad it was.
What if you don't start your car for 2 weeks? Doesn't it fuck it up?
No, because I've been on vacation for 2 weeks and I came back and my shit started fine. But
okay, I'd be concerned, like, dude, especially in cold weather, like your engine is not getting any warm.
Oh no, it's gonna take forever to start the engine because it's cold as fuck.
Shit.
It's called a cold start, or like an extreme cold start rather. But no, I just thought it was pretty cool that like those guys have money. They sell trucks, they sell custom trucks, they do all that. Anyways, my point being is that I thought it was really cool that someone that has like that much notoriety and like that much, I
guess respect in the game or whatever.
Yeah, just like they're famous. They're well-known public figures, and I think that's cool that they didn't just take their money from the show and run. They're actually using it to help people and so on and so forth. So I thought that was pretty cool. But like, dude, just think about that. Like, you're stuck. Just imagine, like, where we live down in South Orange County, if somehow, like, a snow or a sandstorm came through and it literally fucking, like, covered up, like, to your door where you can't even get out.
No, yeah.
Like, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to get fast food. You can't go to work. These people couldn't even go to work for 2 weeks, bro.
I know. They better have gotten paid for that because I would have been pissed.
They better be paying per diem or something. That's
seriously
fucking wild.
I'd be like, hey, boss, I can't come in, man. The snow's fucking me up.
Absolutely.
But I mean, we live in South Orange County, so we don't really have to worry about snow, thank God. But I mean,
yeah, this is about an hour and a half, 2 hours north, up towards the San Bernardino.
East of us, I guess you can say.
What'd you got? San Bernardino
County,
like, mountains?
Yeah, like San Bernardino.
Well, it's in county, yeah, San Bernardino County.
But yeah, it's east over there. So I mean, it hasn't stretched out over here, thank God.
We actually did get snow up in.
Oh, you know what? That's right.
So I'm not going to say exactly where we live, but we live in South Orange County and like the kind of near the beach cities like Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, around there. And dude, literally in Rancho Santa Margarita, you can look it up, which is like
where I work.
That's where Rudy works. And there was literally snow on the mountain. This has only happened one other time before, maybe like 5 years ago. And dude, like, we get hail from time to time, but to get snow here, and then I have buddies that live in Trabuco Canyon, which is like in the that's like the canyon behind like RSM.
Yeah.
And they said that you could there was so much snow you could literally sled down the mountains.
Hey, it was dashing through wild, these snows.
Kyle, you live pretty close to RSM. Did you even see? Because I remember like I was driving to work like a couple weeks ago, and when I left my street, I can see the the Saddleback Mountains from my house outside. And dude, it was covered. It looked like it looked like the Cocaine Bear. Like the movie, like the plane just dropped like 18 fucking kilos and just left it all over the mountain.
Did you see that movie?
No, not yet.
I want to watch it. I heard it was pretty good, honestly. Like, I mean, I know it sounds weird that a bear got into some cocaine, but I mean, it makes sense.
No, it's a true story.
I know. No, I know. That's what's crazy about it. I mean, it's not that bizarre. You know, someone drops some drugs, a bear is going to be like, what's this? Let me investigate.
Yeah, but out of a plane, dude, that's pretty wild.
I know. What a savage. I'd be like, hey, you know what? You're fired. Get out of here.
Let me tell you what, 3 years ago, dude, of some cocaine, and if I was in the forest tripping or fucking hanging out with the homies and a kilo of coke just landed on the ground, let me tell you, that shit would be gone within a few days. But that's in the past. We don't do that shit anymore.
Past
life.
And
Rudy would do it too, but
past life.
Yeah, dude, fuck. Kyle might even relapse to do that shit. Who knows, dude? But yeah, Kyle, how's that relapse been so far, dude? Because I know, like, I think a few pods ago we touched on the fact that you started using heroin.
Oh no, he doesn't, dude. Honestly,
and
everything, man.
Cocaine again, dude.
No,
yeah.
You know what? We respect anything that anyone does as long as every day that you are moving forward, like Kyle is. Kyle every day is getting better and better.
Wait, but you're insinuating I do those things.
No, but you do those things though. So let's just.
I forgot I do those things.
Yeah, let's not fucking lie to the
Trust
fucking people.
You cannot.
Wait, Rudy, what were you saying? You were saying you cannot what?
I was saying you cannot do that, all those stuff, and still look this good. So you know
That is true. Kyle's face is very cleared up. Already he's a good-looking guy, no homo.
Kyle is that thing that rhymes with a bottle. He's a model.
Oh shit. That's wild. But no, I've known Kyle. I mean, not to make it about Kyle, but I've known Kyle when he was sober and when he was not sober, and he looks a hell of a lot better. Hopefully, I can get there one day.
Exactly. Shout out to sober people. But anyways, I mean,
right,
honestly.
But something else I wanted to touch on was Rudy. You were texting me, I think we were talking maybe prior to recording this pod, or maybe even the last pod attempt rather. But
right.
What is that thing you said? It was called SVB, or what does that stand for again?
So there's this bank called the Silicon Valley Bank. I mean, it's not like Chase, JP Morgan, or any big net number like that. It's a bank, though. They fucking have trillions of dollars in assets and everything, and they closed their doors. They no longer exist. If you
wait, so what? Like, were there like multiple people that like had money in the bank, or tell them what happened exactly? I mean, so essentially, I don't know much about it.
Essentially, because I was learning about this, and they're saying it's a repeat of the '08 crisis, and basically, I guess what had happened there was these banks. Let's say you look at your app on your phone and it says you owe, or on your account balance is like $200, $300, whatever. That's not essentially what you have. That just represents what is in your balance.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt, but let's just say somebody had like $5,000 in their account, like $5,000. What would be, I mean, I don't know if there's a difference, but like what would happen? Say I had $5,000 in my account in Silicon Valley Bank or whatever you said it was called. What would happen?
Well, essentially,
happened, rather.
Yeah, so essentially, let's say you had $5,000 in your account. These banks, I guess they invest in these bonds, and these bonds appreciate over time because they like, hey, you know what? We have a bank with trillions or millions of dollars, and these people aren't going to use all this money, so let's take some of it and invest it in these bonds.
And sorry, I know I'm interrupting again, but bonds do work because as a kid, my grandparents and like my dad's grandparents would buy me bonds as a kid. Like, I'm talking like when I was like 6, 8.
And these are United States savings bonds, and they help make America great.
And I actually had like...
Yeah, it's a Jewish thing. Aren't you a Jew?
No, I'm fucking Christian, but I had... No, dude, I had like maybe $2,000 in bonds, but what it is essentially for people who don't know, it's like... You buy a bond, right? So it costs like, I don't know, it depends on what kind of bond you get, but it's like $50. But if you wait for it to mature for like 10 plus years,
right, then you make doubles. A return. Exactly.
It doubles. So if you buy a $50 bond, you get $100 in return.
And so that's exactly what the mindset of these, bankers and investors at Silicon Valley Bank were doing. They'll use the money, and then they're like, with the return, we'll put the money back into the customers' banks or whatever, accounts they were using. And then, they're just going to pocket the returns. Unfortunately, it went the other way, and they lost the money. So with that money being lost, they had no other money to replace the money that was lost from the customers and people that they essentially, quote unquote, gambled with. And because of that, they had to close their doors, and that bank is now officially fucked.
So what happens at that point? Like, do the members of that bank, does their money get deposited into the next?
No, they lose their 401ks.
Or do they just lose everything?
Yeah, they lose everything. They lose their 401ks. They lose whatever their savings are, all that stuff, because I guess what they call them now is government bailouts. And that's what happened to the bank.
Oh, so kind of like what I'm on.
Exactly. And so these governments get bailed out by, because they can print more money. But when you print more money, the value of the dollar goes down.
Exactly.
So essentially what you're doing by, quote unquote, bailing out these banks and, everything like that is printing more money, which thus for us Americans as a society, it's lowering the dollar.
The value of the dollar.
That's why
our single centralized galactic currency just went from being worth 1 of itself to 0 of itself.
Oh, dear God, no.
Calm down, people.
Dude, that's what's been happening all throughout COVID. Like the COVID relief programs. I remember there was one that was like, like $2 or $3 trillion, and now Biden's funding another one as of like maybe 4 to 6 months ago. I forget exactly what he called it, but it was like another $3 trillion bill. So you just got to realize that all that money. Sure, you might be getting a fucking stimulus check or whatever the case may be,
$12.50
but
or
all
whatever
that
the hell
goes into U.S. debt. So eventually, Yeah, you might get $1,200. Yeah, you might get $600. Whatever the fucking stimulus check is, but eventually, it's either gonna get taken out of each American's paycheck slowly by slowly, or the value of the dollar is gonna go down.
Exactly. That's why the people
say
go to
you're
the
making,
grocery.
like, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, rather, imagine like you get paid $20 an hour to do a job. Because of how much money they've forked out to do these different programs, such as the COVID relief program, so on and so forth, you're really only making, because of the dollar value going down, you're really making like $17, $18 an hour. And that's before taxes are taken out of your check. So just let that sit in. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like...
What the fuck?
I mean, it could not be that dramatic, but say you're making $20 an hour, minus taxes, minus inflation, which is inflation is caused by overspending of money, overprinting money. So when you're working for $20 an hour, you're really, at the end of the day, after taxes, after inflation, you're probably getting somewhere around $16, $17 an hour, which in California is like, I mean, fuck, Rudy, you know,
shit.
like
No,
you live on your own.
Believe me, like it's how people were saying, you know, back maybe, I think it was about 6 months ago or something, I saw like an article, or I was reading about it, where In-N-Out was increasing their hourly wage. You know, I think they went from like 16 to like 18 or 19 or something like that. And people were saying how they were all excited and how, you know, happy they were to pay for, you know, get more money and stuff like that. But, you know, at the end of the day, they're like, the only reason they're giving you higher pay and they're making, you know, you get more an hour is because the cost of living is going up. You know, you go to the goddamn grocery store and toothpaste is like fucking $11 an hour or something like that. So, I mean, honestly, it's just how it is. You know, it's just a cycle, you know. It happened in the '08 depression and the market crashed, and then now it's been about almost 20 years or so. 2023, there's probably going to be another Great Depression coming up soon.
Yeah, so it's been 15 years.
It's just a cycle. You know, it's crazy.
So, yeah, quick intermission. Rudy, holy shit, we're already 16 minutes in. That's impressive. But, yeah, I'm giving Rudy some fire-ass bud right now, so just give him a second. But, yeah, no, dude, that shit's wild, man. Like, the whole, like... because at the end of the day, dude, us taxpayers, we already fucking pay for shit that's, like, put it this way. Every 2 weeks, I get a minimum of $250 to $300 taken out of my paycheck.
Yeah.
And I get paid bi-weekly. So you do that by a month, that's $500 to $600 a month that gets taken out of tax.
Well, I mean, but imagine the people that make more, that get like fucking, like, I saw this guy break it down on TikTok.
Oh, like if you're making like $1 million, you're getting like 10,000 taxed a year.
Oh my god, that is fucking a month.
I don't know. That's just a guess.
Like, this guy said, like, he broke down his monthly paycheck. He's like a software engineer. He makes like, let's say, like $8,000 a month, and he broke it down. Like, on average, he's probably making 57, maybe 61. He's almost getting like $2,000.
Figure you do 10 times 12. That's $120,000 minus 2 times 12, so he's making about $96,000 actually, to be exact. So you think about it, and how much is he getting taxed?
But he's probably getting taxed like $40,000. Like,
no, not that much.
Yeah,
that's
because on average, like I said, let's say you're making $10,000 a month, 2 times a week. That's $5,000. You're probably getting paid taxed maybe $2,500. You know.
Yeah, but if you're making 120 some odd thousand a year. And then you say that,
because isn't tax like at 20% of your income or at least?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I actually looked into it because I looked at my work. They have a thing where it shows the percentage of how much you get taxed, and it's 13.5% in California.
Wow, that's fucking. They say California has the worst state tax.
100%. It's California, New York, Washington, and there's one more. It's I think it's another West Coast state, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
It's probably Washington. Tell us tons. How shitty is your taxes?
No, like we're getting taxed 13%.
Yeah.
Like other states only do. Some states don't have any income tax, or they have income tax, but they don't have. There's some tax that they don't have that we have. I can't think of it because I'm just going blank on it. As a matter of fact, let's look it up. Rudy, you tell Tell them more about the SVB while I fucking look this up.
No, yeah, that's just essentially, I mean, I guess in this grand scheme of things, it's like, why does this even matter or what is happening? It's just a firm, honestly, like that what they say, that history repeats itself. And, you know, when it comes to the Great Depression or when it comes to, I wouldn't say like slavery, but, you know, things that are big, you know.
That's like not even relative.
But no, the reason why I say that is because of these big history and events such as slavery, you know, Great Depression, all these big things that were such milestones and impacts on the human society, they always repeat themselves. History repeats themselves.
Oh no,
and that's what I'm getting at, is because this happened in 2008 and now we're in 2023. That's almost 20 years ago, about 5 years off. But essentially they're saying like it's about that time. Like, you know, we went about 20 plus years or so without it happening, and now we need to happen again. And honestly, it's funny. I was talking to my coworker about it, and I think now it sucks even more because we're actually adults who pay for shit and can honestly analyze and understand with what's going on. And I think it's fucked up. Like, I'm just like, dude, like, I mean, as a kid, I kind of saw what happened. I think my parents lost their house during the 08 crisis, mortgage crash and all that.
I know my parents lost a fuck ton of them. They didn't own a house at the time, but they definitely were. I mean, I never grew up like poor, but we were definitely not like upper middle class. I mean, now we are, sort of.
Please, sir, I want some more.
What? More?
So look, it says right here, if you make $70,000, so this is Texas.
But this is for Texas. That's why I'm trying to give a comparison.
Okay, so then Texas is, if you make $70,000 a year, you'll be taxed $8,000 for the entire year. So
you get to net 62.
Okay.
Or is it net?
Yeah, like
no,
60.
net's before taxes. Gross is after tax. So you get to gross 62
No.
grand.
Gross is before, and then your net pay. Like when you look at your check, and when you say net pay, that's when it shows what you're actually doing. So gross, it goes gross before, and then net pay. Like if you go gross.
Gross pay is the total amount of money an employee earns for the time worked. It includes the full amount of pay before. Oh, okay,
yeah,
you were right. Yeah,
because if you look at the bottom of your check, it'll say net.
So they'd be getting 62,000 net pay.
So that's not bad. I mean, if you divide that by 12, you're about $5,000 a month, maybe a little less than $5,000.
But think about the $8K, dude. If you own a home,
I know.
Because my grandma owned a home. She owned $1 million home in Lake Forest where we live, and or around the area where we live, and I think she bought it for, or her and my grandpa bought it back in 1982, I believe, for $167,000 or $176,000. She sold that exact same home. I mean, obviously she upgraded a bit. She renovated a bit. She put like
some work into it.
All new HVAC, all new like the essential systems you'd need to run a house. She redid all that. Probably put $20K into that. And she sold the home earlier this year not earlier this year, about a year and a half or two ago for $955K, so just under $1 million. But property taxes, she was telling me she was paying. This was with the house paid off. She was paying $7,000 to $8,000 a year just in property taxes. Oh my god,
yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. Yeah, I don't know if I want to own a home in California. If I do, it'll probably be out of state.
That's what it is that they don't have in other states is property tax.
I mean,
they have yeah.
Doesn't Nevada not even have like state tax or something? Nevada.
Everybody has. Actually, I don't want to say something out of pocket. You'd have to look it up if you'd like. Look it up, but
yeah, because I thought Nevada. When I go there, they don't have state tax over there, which is fucking crazy. I was like, oh shit. Hold on. Put that. Yeah, just put state tax. I guarantee it'll show that it doesn't even exist over there.
1 second, guys, because I'm actually curious about that. I just don't want to speak out of like, excuse me, like I don't want to speak out of, yeah,
well,
just
see,
like
so no,
see, Las Vegas has
state
zero
income.
So that's what I'm talking about is state tax. But everybody, no matter where you live, gets federal, meaning like Social Security.
Oh yeah, all that.
You know, like all those different types of taxes, but. A lot of states, and I thought Texas was one of them, but according to what I just fucking... Oh, no, I was looking up income tax. But, yeah, state tax, I don't think Texas charges any. But I know 100% all states charge income tax. It's just some are lower than others.
No, yeah, and that's why I'm going to look this up, but... I think Trump wanted to lower the taxes for
He
the
did. He's the only president because that saying like tax the rich, help the poor, or whatever.
Right, yeah. See, he has a tax reform plan. This is just posted 2 months ago in January.
Oh well, I hope we get Daddy Trump back, dude. 'Cause I don't give a. I mean, like I love and I respect anybody who's listening. I respect your opinion, but
that's what it would do.
I'm a Republican. I'm a nationalist, but at the same time, we've had some Republican presidents in the past that don't have America in their best interests. So I mean, I'm not saying that if I heard that from a Republican that I would go Democrat. I'm always going to be Republican. I'm for the United States regardless. And I can tell you one thing is that in my 25 years of living, and from what I've heard from my dad, my grandfather that's passed that I was talking about earlier, they've all like, if you want any sort of freedom, gun rights, lower tax rates, lower interest rates, so on and so forth, you're going to want to vote Republican. Unless
this is what Trump said.
That's just my opinion, though.
Trump said that. So let's just go with the average because there's brackets. I don't want to bore you with all the brackets, but let's say on average you make $44,000 to about like $95,000. Your taxable income is going to be about 22%.
That for California?
Yeah. Well, no. If this is what Trump wanted, so if he gets voted again, they're saying
it'll be much lower because right now our income tax is 13.5%, I believe, for California.
Well, no, but depending on the bracket, this is all California, but this is just depending on how much you make because there's tax brackets.
So this is where I'd be making.
Yeah,
so 11 anywhere. I mean, I don't make 11K. I make about, I don't know, if I had to guess, 35K before taxes.
So you'd be
32.
getting about 12%.
I'm getting taxed about 12%.
So not bad. I mean, I don't know how that would be, and then also there's married couples. There's like married couples filing jointly. I guess there's like so many different. I guess you could say loopholes and different types of circumstances, so it just all depends, man. All grown-up shit.
And we're all under that same bracket, all three of us.
Dude, I know. We're all, filing single. Kyle's single. He needs a woman, so look at his picture.
I need a woman, bro. Find me one, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ. I know Chuck out there, bro. I just got to call out my boy CHUCKZONA. He put in the work for that pod that I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast.
Dude, we have to. Did you tell them what happened? You explained.
Yeah, no, I explained that in the beginning, but yeah, dude, Chuck, man, that, what was I gonna say? Dude, that guy is one of my best friends, for sure. Even though I've never met him in person, that guy's a fucking homie, bro. And
Isn't that weird that, like, Xbox can do that? Like, dude, I think you can all agree, if you're listening, and you, like, have played, PC, Xbox, any type of gaming system online.
Well, you have to get close, though, because, like, I'll use my buddy Josh, for example. I won't say his full name. He lives in Washington, and he works for the Washington Department of Labor. And I was asking him something about, I forget what it was about, but I sent him a paper. He said, send me this paper and I'll tell you exactly what to do. And I trusted this guy so much. Mind you, I've never met this dude in person.
Yeah, he's
only
bald.
over text. But he's fucking bald, which is a red flag.
Baldy.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Josh.
No, you bald hawk.
I trusted this dude so much, bro, because I had been playing with him for 3 years. I sent him my entire tax document or whatever document it was, showing my social security number. That's how much I trust this guy over Xbox.
Yeah, now his bank account's empty. So.
And then obviously I deleted it after I saw that, but still, if he really wanted to, all he had to do was screenshot that and he could have identity thefted me. But what are you going to steal from somebody that makes less than you? You know what I mean?
Well, it's just that's what I guess that's just the point I'm bringing up. That I think it's just fucking crazy how we live in a society where you get on a game, you totally meet other people that you never even would have met up anywhere in your life under any circumstances, and then boom, it's like, yo, this guy's the fucking homie for sure, which is interesting. I mean, I guess it's cool. I probably have more friends online than in real life. That's fucked up to admit.
Straight up. No, dude, that's facts, bro. Like, my only friends in real life are you and Kyle, and I know you guys know Kyle. He fucking pops in here and there on the pod, but he's the producer.
Bill.
Yeah, Kill Bill. He's like between Rude Rod and fucking him, dude. Those are like my only.
I don't have a Rude Rod. It's real nice.
No, that's just that's a good one.
It's not Rude Rod.
But no, dude, these are like the only guys I would trust to tell personal information or like information that like other people could take advantage of.
Because like, do you like therapy?
I never tried it, never will.
Oh my God!
You think I need people to tell me problems that I already know that are
No,
occurring?
but they'll
That's
analyze
insane.
it. Remember, they went to a university.
Listen, buddy, if there's anything anal going on, bro, it's gonna be done by you. I don't fuck with buttholes.
Analyzing. Yeah, buttholes. You know, they look really, really like a sunflower, just real nice.
No, it looks like a pair of lips, like when it goes like this.
Ooh, okay.
Right, Kyle?
Like what?
Yeah, Kyle's just like, I like those raisin-looking buttholes. That's Kyle.
Raisin canes.
Raisin Cane. Shout out to Raisin Canes. I've gotten sick from them.
Dude, I do remember that we got
Yeah, we
sick,
got
but
sick.
I'm telling you, Rudy, I remember that night. Me and Rudy got Raising Canes, dude, and it's like down here, and especially like in the West Coast, there's a lot of Raising Canes locations, and I'll never forget. Me and Rudy, we may have been using some substances that night. I honestly couldn't tell you, but we ate
I don't
there,
remember.
and we both immediately threw up after the fact. So I don't know if it had something to do with the substances we were taking, if we were, or if it was just
No,
bad.
dude, we went to
but
at
I've been
1 in the morning.
I've been to Raising Canes, dude, several times since then, and I've never gotten sick. I just DoorDash Raising Canes 3 nights ago. It was fire.
Just, you know why? We ate it at like 1 in the morning. It was probably just some lazy fucking high school kid who didn't give a shit.
And he probably like took a shit and
right. He
made
like
the
dropped
chicken
it on the
nuggets.
ground. He's like, "Fuck it." Here you go.
I will say though, it is a possibility that we might have did some blowski that night. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. That was a
Yeah, I
long
don't
ass time
remember.
ago.
That
But
was easily back when fucking like iPhones were created.
Fuck me, but hey, I just want to take a quick break and give a shout out to Liquid Death. Unfortunately, I don't have any on me right now. I've been drinking LaCroix just because it's a little bit cheaper, and also because the Albertsons that I buy them from by my house ran out. I think they actually, because I went there earlier today, they just restocked. So I already had a bunch of LaCroix boxes.
Hey, shout out LaCroix.
Once I finish these shitty LaCroix, I'm going back to Liquid Death, baby. So just know, your boy, yeah the boy, we all drink that shit. Shit's fire, bro. What do you guys think? I've let you try. The only one I haven't had you guys try is the mango chainsaw, which I think you would like the most.
I love mango carts. That'd probably be something similar. So I'm down.
Dude, it's like a sparkling. It's the same thing like the berry one, but mango and the flavor. There's more flavor. It's fucking bomb, bro. Like I'm telling you. So yeah, shout out Liquid Death. Please, fucking maybe consider sponsoring us, guys, because we would love to fucking we'd love to advertise your drinks. Your guys' shit is fire. Your advertising's fire. The look of the can, I love how it looks like a tall boy. Like, because there's been several times where I've tried to get sober, and I drink them just because they're so good, and B, because it reminds me of a beer.
Yeah.
So it helps me get sober. And I've had these dudes try it. We've put out promo videos in some of our podcasts, and they all agree it's fucking good. So yeah, Liquid Death. Shout out Liquid Death, and we look forward to hearing from you guys soon for hopefully a sponsorship.
That's gonna be good. So honestly, you know what time it is, Tim? We're about 30 minutes into the podcast. We're halfway through it, so I think you know what we're doing right here.
Yeah, we're gonna take a very quick smoke break. Give me just a second. Yeah, dude. Anyways, we just got back from the smoke break. I'm absolutely fucking chiefed out of my mind, and so is Rudy. But
hello.
it's all right though, dude.
I am
you know?
Chief Smokey a lot.
Smoke CBD.
Only smoke. Yeah, we only smoke CBD. No, that's a lie. Me and Rudy smoke THC. But anyways, yeah. So there's this guy. I wanted to bring up to you guys.
Yeah, I heard you talking about him.
It's
Who?
or not a. His name's Mark Leda or Mark Latia. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
Asian,
it's
right?
No. It's MarkLaita. He's a white guy, and he grew up in Los Angeles, and he created this channel. It's called White Underbelly. A lot of people call it SWB, but anyways, look him up on YouTube. He does phenomenal podcasts. He does anything from like ex-cons to rapists to fucking like lawyers, corrupt cops, fucking gang members, like
shit.
lifers. Like he does that. I'm telling you, he does everything. Just look him up. Soft White Underbelly. But anyways, I was watching this one about this. He's an ex-gang member. And so going into it, I was thinking like, oh, like I'm probably going to listen to this guy, probably hear like a bunch of crazy gang stories and shit like that. Turns out this dude, like he tells a couple of gang stories and he gets into his testimony, which, and I'm not trying to bring like religion upon you guys that are listening, but I myself am a Christian. So I found it like it almost like
resonated with you.
Yeah, very much so resonated with me because it was like this guy was like basically putting the past behind him, and he was saying he gives like the greatest advice. If you guys really want to know the video and look it up, I'll leave the link down in the description in the description of this video. And I'll have Kyle do that, but
like one I mean
he basically goes from full on gang member, like he used to carry a gun, he sold drugs, like he robbed people, he did 10 years, I think it was 8 or 10 years in jail. His brother did 12 years in jail or prison rather. Dude, robberies, drug charges,
like you name it.
Yeah, you name it, they did it. And fucking no, I just thought it was really cool that somebody can go from doing that much hard time to like changing their life completely. And I know some people listening might be like, oh well, I'm not religious. It's not even like a religious thing. It's just what he says in there is religious oriented, but you can apply that to anybody. You can apply that to all walks of life, is my point. So like he basically says along the line of like he gives you like advice of how to live your life without like being guilty of what you've done in your past. Like I'm trying to think of like a better way to put it, but that's all I can think of right off the rip. But as Rudy's taking a rip, that's actually funny I said that. But.
No, but honestly, like the way that I interpret it, like kind of hearing you talk about it and kind of reading his story or listening to him, you know, one thing that I've learned a lot of people do is when their back's up against the wall, they're down and out, you know, their luck isn't working out. A lot of people turn to religion, you know, and they kind of feel like that's a really good... Oh. Sorry, we got alarms. But no, I feel like people turn, you know, because they're alone. And when you're down and out, you're, you know, whether you're in jail, whether you're an addict, whether you're homeless, whatever, you know, you always want something to help make you feel better. Because right now and at that moment, you feel like shit. You feel hopeless. You feel like nothing's going to happen. I felt like that before. And the best thing to do is either, if you don't have any friends or family to turn to, religion, you know, you talk to God or you talk to Allah, whatever, like, you know, Confucius, whatever your religion is that you believe in, you go ahead and you get closer so you can connect with them, because sometimes, as corny as it sounds, they can lead you to the light, and it's fucking crazy that happens. You know what I mean?
No, and that's 100% true, dude. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to convert anybody. I'm not even trying to convert Kyle or fucking Rudy, but like, I'm telling you, me as a Christian and me having multiple Christian friends growing up in that sort of community, or you know, friendship, fellowship rather, that lifestyle, you start to realize that, like, I don't know, at least in my experience, that like you're powerless over certain situations. Like, sure, you could get through, like, oh, I got a speeding ticket, I can get through that, or oh, I failed high school, or I didn't get through high school, I didn't graduate, you know, like, just like, not saying that's minor, because I've been through that. I never graduated high school, but I'm just using it as an example. Like, you could go through trials and tribulations like that, and no matter what, even if it doesn't like affect you internally or spiritually, that shit, it will, karma is real. That shit's gonna come back. It weighs on you, and it becomes like, as opposed to going to, the best analogy I could give you is like, and I really hope you guys take this as for what it is and not just like for granted, but what you take in mentally and physically, and you do all this shit, that's going to come back to haunt you. If the thing is, the common denominator that people don't know is you have to get to the root of the problem. So whether it be depression, a a crime that you did, a guilty pleasure that you have, you're a sex addict, a feet you suck. I mean, like, dude, it could range from A to Z, dude. I know that's funny, but I can relate heavily. And at the end of the day, you can take drugs to medicate for it. You could drink alcohol to medicate it. You could smoke weed to medicate for it.
We've all been guilty of that.
And 100%. Everybody's guilty of that. Even all of you guys listening. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what you guys say. As far as like saying like, oh, I've never gone through that. I guarantee you, and I'm willing to bet money on it, that each and every person listening and each and every one of my friends have gone through some sort of trial and or tribulation very, very similar to that. And so the best advice I could give you is by owning up to it, dude. You got to own up to it. You got to you've got to accept that that's like what happened and that you're powerless to it. And I hate to say it sounds very like AA. For those of you that don't know what that means, Alcoholics Anonymous, because that's the first. I think, what is that, Kyle? You've been through that, I think.
Accepting
That you're powerless. Is that number 1 or 3 though?
It's one of the steps. Who knows? But
I don't know. Anyways, it's either 1 or 3 because I just went to an AA meeting the other night and I drank after and I felt terrible about it. But like my point being is, dude, like regardless what you're going through, you have to find like a lesson out of it. Like, in other words, you can't just be like, oh, I fucking totaled my car and got a DUI and I'm fucked for life, or like my parents are gonna look at me this way, or this, that, and the fifth. It don't matter. It's like, what do you get out of it spiritually and what do you get out of it mentally? What are you gonna do to change that scenario? Because I'm telling you right now, dwelling does nothing. Thinking about it does nothing. Overthinking, definitely, overthinking it, in my opinion, is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, I'm the biggest over-fucking thinker in the world, and it's gotten me nowhere.
No, dude, people with anxiety can 150% agree that overthinking goes with anxiety like fucking maple syrup goes with pancakes. Like
exactly.
It's fucking like, dude, it's honestly it's a compulsive disorder. Like that's why people have OCD and things like that. It's what the thing with compulsive thoughts and compulsive behavior, you cannot control it, and that's what's exhausting because you're just like, I'm trying to go about my day and you're
trying to
thoughts.
figure it out day by day, but it's like no matter what you do, it's no different than history repeating itself. It's literally the exact same thing. I'm telling you, I've done it, I've lived it, I've walked those shoes, I've lived that life.
It's like Groundhog's Day, but without being as cool as Bill Murray. It's like fucking A.
I mean, I don't really get what that means, but yeah.
Yeah, Tim doesn't get it. He was born in the 30s. He's old. He's fucked up.
Oh, dude, you're a dick.
No, but honestly, dude, like, I mean, like we were gonna segue into that.
And I did want to wait. One more thing. I did want to talk about Big Pharma, dude, because I've had. We didn't talk about that yet, did we?
Yeah.
No, you did, but like that was in the last podcast.
Oh yeah, that was on the failed attempt. Yeah, no, Kyle's right. But what I want to talk about is I've had several. Like I could name off the bat. Obviously, I'm not gonna name names, but off the bat, I could name you 5 to 7 people that I was very close friends with that OD'd, and a couple of them, especially my friend. I'll give you his first name, Nick. He's dead now. He's been dead for 5 years, but I spoke to him and he came to my house 3 days before he died. He gave me no signs of fucking suicide or nothing like that. And he didn't even commit suicide. He just took drugs and overdosed and never woke up. But my point being was that, dude, you never know. Like, I feel like a lot of people just take advantage of like where they're at in life. Whether your condition of living may be shitty, it may be, who knows, dude? Doesn't even matter. Even if you're living in the slums or the fucking projects, dude, your life is a privilege, in my opinion.
Yeah.
As is driving. as is flying, as is
breathing.
well, that's insane. But as is what we're doing right now, podcasting. This is a privilege because people say in North Korea they wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah.
They'd be fucking hung and murdered or God knows whatever they do in Korea. Yeah, man, like I don't even know what to think. That's just god awful, man. Like the fact that some people have to go through that type of shit. But
That's life, man. That's life.
it sucks, man. You know, it's life in certain countries that you live in, and you know that's why a lot of them escape to the United States because we're a much better state. But I mean, you know, we're crumbling ourselves as we speak. But anyways, enough of the negativity. I just wanted to bring up one last topic, and that's my boy Chuck, dude.
Oh, Chucky.
Chuck, he happened to send in a fan submission video, and we're gonna play that here in just a second. But I just want everybody to tune out. Thank you so much for listening to podcast number 11 by Just Chill Dude Podcast. We're fucking grinding, dude. Like, we love the support. We appreciate any given support thus far. And, you know, it's been Tim, your host with the most. It's been
Rudy, you know how we duty.
And it's been Kill Motherfucking Bill.
What's up, guys?
So thank you so much for listening. And here's a fan submission video from Chuck.
Just chill, dude. How we doing, guys? Thanks for having me on again. I got a question for you guys this week. What do you guys think about reels that play Call of Duty? Why are they on there? What's their end game? What's their goal? What are they trying to achieve? Blah, 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 blah. In my opinion, here we go. So Call of Duty, very toxic, very rough. When a girl's in the lobby, usually guys like to fucking go crazy on and be like, oh, what the fuck, you wanna hang out? You wanna fuck, huh? You wanna tickle this? Funny stuff, right? Bad, toxic. You wouldn't want your daughter playing it, right? I feel like these girls that go on Call of Duty and play, they're looking for a guy that's like their dad or their boyfriend or husband. They love that toxic shit. Two, they're on COD for they're trying to cheat, bro. They're cheating on their fucking boyfriend or husband. And they do that because they're not getting any attention at home, and so they try to get attention on Call of Duty because they know guys are fucking like hound dogs. Trying to get some hyena, you know? And also, like, three, like, why do these chicks try to sound all hot and sexy, then you add them on Snap or Instagram, and they look like this. Blue-haired dyke, blue-haired dyke, blue-haired bitch, blue-haired piece of shit. Gross as hell, bro. I don't want it. They never look pretty like this. They don't even look like actual gamer chick. They're just stupid. It ruins my day. It ruins my video games. I'm not kidding. But I'm getting really mad about this, guys. So, let me know what you think about that take. It's not really a question. It's more like a hot take. Why do Call of Duty chicks just think they're just the greatest thing on the planet? And why are they so gross? Have a good one, guys. Thanks for having me on Just Chill Dude. Subscribe. Drop a like. Thumbs up, subscribe, shout out, repost. Everybody knows what's up. Just Chill Dude Podcast. What's good?